the Biafra Republic government in exile. And after you have voted for the open page for the Biafra freedom, which is 100% vote, this charter has become a law. And shall be called the Biafra Helsinki Declaration 2024.
Biafra. So whether you like it or not, we are our freedom has been discussed and have been getting it 100%, and that's why we are going home. Biafra is declared.
My here. Overlook it now. He got no photo. Me quehe. He get queria. My hair quero. I get queria.
They must surely hear from us. What we are doing today is an historical event, which from the eternity, which can never be abolished. The land of Finland has given us that platform, which which we have stand and build are the pillar of freedom of Biafrans. We are the land of the future. Thank you for all your effort.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead.
Biafra. So whether you like it or not, we are our freedom has been discussed and have been getting it 100%, and that's why we are going home. Biafra is declared.
My show here. Over again now. He got no photo. Me quehe. He get queria. My quero. I get queria.
They must surely hear from us. What we are doing today is a historical event, which from the eternity, which can never be abolished. The land of Finland has given us that platform, which we have stand and build are the pillar of freedom of Biafrans. We are the land of the future. Thank you for all your effort.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead.
ndu ya wechacha maka Biafra. Wero putara ni onye ndu. Simon Eba.
Witness me. I'm an opportunity to the principal zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi. Onye obla na ekpere ka Nigeria we wuru ofu na nke Brgie de ndi etu awe la ha na iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko da kiwe kpo ha oku. Kpo ha oku pe sunu lo ha oku. Ka hara, abone ndi ha bu. Obla ndi ukochukwu. Onye obla me hono ma kulie we si na ọ ga-adị Nigeria na mma. Ọ ga-adị onye ahụ na mma na ezumi na mma. Because we na opportunity to the principal zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi. Onye obla na ekpere ka Nigeria we wuru ofu na nke Brgie de ndi etu awe la ha na iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko da kiwe kpo ha oku. Kpo ha oku pe sunu lo ha oku. Ka hara, abone ndi ha bu. Obla ndi ukochukwu. Onye obla me hono ma kulie we si na ọ ga-adị Nigeria na mma.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. An independent Biafra means going back to the way we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So truth. No war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I'm not with war, no. No war. When I say Biafra or death, I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic nation, I said every, I don't care if there are 600, I don't care. Everyone is
all the 500 plus.
Everyone together to say this is, or others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. Sit down to say, what type of country do we want? Sit down, discuss, agree. I can begin to perhaps submit to your position.
Is it too late?
It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back?
If the federal government, given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point, it is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues, would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust?
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, you had Southampton. Everywhere you had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay, so if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want? So, for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course.
Right.
Those are the coastal. Basically,
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues. So
That's
the
correct.
Igalas and part of the Kogi,
Yes.
Kogi State, right?
Yeah.
Nyosom Wike, the governor of Anambra, sorry, the governor of River State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday,
yes, I heard about it.
and said, you know, you should not be including River State
It's for
and
people
the
of River State to decide,
people.
not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. You have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for instance, it's only one man, one vote.
But what if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South, for example, from Bayelsa. I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
They were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception were she to go to
as a
Iguacha.
big popular Nollywood actress, I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm telling you, if I go to her village, people will turn out to see me more than turn out to see her.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected. Wherever you are joining us from, I say, may Chukwu guide and protect you. We have come today, as always, to remind you what we are doing. Remember, today is a sit at home in Biafra land, and as we speak, people in Biafra land observe the sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu's Day, a day that we come together to demand for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. We will not stop until Nnamdi Kanu is released, and that is where we are. So as we speak today, Biafra land is under lock and key, and we continue. Yesterday, I thought that Nnamdi Kanu's court is today, but I think Nnamdi Kanu's court is going to be tomorrow, not today. So by the special grace of Chukwu, we hope by tomorrow we are going to make a report on that if he actually comes to court tomorrow. And we must have to continue to demand for the release of Nnamdi Kanu because it is his right. Our freedom is drawing very, very close. The freedom of Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of the Biafran people is drawing very close. And the Biafran government is leading it. Biafran government is not looking back. We are moving forward into the restoration of Biafra, and no man born of a woman will stop us. Whatever is going to be done for Biafra to be free will be done. We will continue to march on until Biafra is completely and absolutely free. So wherever you are watching from, for those of you who think that the sit at home is not holding, don't deceive yourself. Don't deceive yourself. The sit at home is holding, and the Biafra land is under lock and key as we speak. And I'm going to share with you some few videos we are able to get from Biafra land for you to understand that it is not a joke. Biafra Biafra land is a lock and key and will continue to be so until Biafra is completely free.
As a means of resting there for themselves. You can see everywhere is cool and calm. The shops are locked at their evolution. No one ready to open. They say Igbo love money, but now we have found out that Igbo love freedom more than money, because you can have money without having freedom. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that we are having it so good. Sit at home here is 160%. We say to Saya, we're getting ready for December 2nd. Everyone get prepared. We are going home. Biafra is gone. Mazi is coming out sooner, very soon. No one will stop it. It doesn't matter. It was kidnapped to stop Biafra restoration. Now we are going home. What a surprise. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa said he will make the kidnap of our leader useless to the Indian hands. And look at it today. Is you know what is happening? Is you know what is happening? You can see it's useless big time in their hands. Thank you, Father. Okpara. If Tommy say to say everywhere, let your people know that no matter anything, we are going home. I remain your global newsroom reporting from our state. Do not forget, today is 23rd of September 2024.
What you saw is just Abia State. Abia State is under lock and key. You can see it. So some of them who will come and tell you that the sit at home is not holding, sit at home holds. And not only did I assume the lockdown in Biafra land, the 30 days lockdown is still ongoing. It's still ongoing. So wherever you are, please be very, very careful. Be mindful of where you go and what you do at all times. Every one of us must continue to be strong and listen to the Biafran government under our Prime Minister Mazi. Do not pay attention to any propaganda or blackmail of the enemies. They can say whatever they like. But we will continue to pursue the restoration of independent state of Biafra and continue to focus on the issues that matters. The hatred against the Biafran people cannot be underestimated. But as they continue to hate us, we will continue to pursue our freedom until we are free. What you are watching is from Abia State. And I'm going to share with you another video that we got also on the sit at home of today. This is Biafra land. So sit at home is holding anywhere. I think this is Enugu State. This should be Enugu State. So everywhere in Biafra land, different places where we got the report, we share with you. Businesses are shut down.
Biafra land today. Make sure you exercise your right for your freedom for this Biafra Mass Exodus 2024. Go and exercise your right and vote for your freedom and freedom of your people. This is Biafra land today.
Our freedom cannot be questioned. It is a sit at home, and Biafran people are sitting at home, making sure that the voice of the Biafran people are heard, because our freedom is much more important than anything you can be able to think about. Whatever the enemies are presenting out there, we do not care. We don't pay attention to their blackmail and propaganda. All we care about is our freedom, because it is obvious that they do not want us in Nigeria. And when we are talking about the freedom of Biafran people, it has to do with all Biafran people wherever you are. The inhuman treatment of Biafrans is something we cannot tolerate, and we have the right to demand for our freedom. We have the right to pursue our freedom. We have the right to take our freedom in our own hand. No one is going to tell us otherwise. I want us to share this video. Let us listen to this very video.
Did the Igbo have to go to war?
Well, I think I said it from the outset that I'm not a man of violence. And where peace will do, there's no need to go to war. And if you go through history, most wars end up on the negotiation table at the end of the day, at the end of the fighting. That's one aspect of my answer to you, but I will give you another aspect of it. You sitting here now, and somebody comes in, punching you, kicking you, biting you, spitting upon you. He even has a dagger, which means that once it goes into your heart, your end has come. I will ask you to defend yourself. No people have been killed like Nnamdi in Africa. Not even this thing that happened in Rwanda. This thing went on for many months. It went into the war. They kept bombing churches. They kept bombing markets. They kept bombing public squares. They said that starvation was a legitimate instrument of warfare.
Who said?
I always said it. I now always said, all of them said it. They blockaded Biafra. Even if I didn't say it verbally, that's the meaning. And kids were dying from lack of nutrition.
It was war.
It was war. And then all those were people who got killed for things they knew nothing about.
Igbo wanted war, right? And they got war.
Who said Igbo wanted war? Did I say anything of the sort? I'm saying that if you are attacked, you should defend yourself, and you're telling me that Igbo wanted war. Was it Biafra that attacked Nigeria?
Nigeria attacked Biafra,
yes,
right?
Nigeria attacked Biafra.
And Biafra defended itself.
Yes. Yes.
Was Biafra prepared for that war?
Biafra was, given the benefit of hindsight, that Biafra was unprepared.
Should Biafra have waited for the right time to go to war?
Yes, people suggested that would have been the best thing.
No other people have been taken away the way they took away the life of Biafrans. There is no tribe in Africa that have been pied the way they pied the Biafran people. Biafran people have been pied at different occasions since 1945. And all this while they are buying Biafran people, they never take vengeance. There is no other ethnic group in Africa, not even the Rwanda that they call a genocide. The genocide that happened in Biafra land is much more than that of Rwanda. But yet, today, nobody is talking about it. Everybody is pretending it didn't happen. People are going about their businesses as if it didn't happen. And they want us to forget. They just want us to pretend and forget and pretend that it doesn't happen. Who does that? You beat a child and you tell the child not to cry? You beat a child and you tell that child not to cry. Who does that? We are going to do what we have to do to protect ourselves and defend ourselves, regardless of what they say. No other tribe. You heard the man say it on their program there. You heard him say it. No other tribe has faced the kind of persecution the Biafran faced. The loss of life was lost. Not even Rwanda. On this earth, the only genocide that we compare that follows up is after the Holocaust. After the Holocaust, another genocide that follows is the Biafran genocide. But today, the world have refused to recognize it. They refuse to talk about it because it is the world powers that perpetrated that very evil. They were all involved in it. And they will all be brought to justice. That is why they don't want to talk about it, because they were all involved. Russia was involved. The UK was the one spearheading it. United States was involved. China was involved. Every country out there, Russia was involved fully. All the war powers, they were involved in the genocide of Biafra land. That is why today they do not want to recognize it. That is why they don't want Biafrans to have their freedom. That is why they have continued up to this moment and they're sponsoring genocide against Biafra. And we will not allow it. we are going to fight for our freedom till the last man standing. Your detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not make us to stop asking for our freedom. The more you hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the more you give us reason to fight. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom you are holding simply because he's asking for his freedom of his people. And you think by intimidating him, you will make us to stop requesting for our freedom. You'll have something else coming. Let's watch this.
When I visited him in Ireland, this was about 1973, and one day he said, let's go have a drink or maybe eat. Then he said he was living in a one-bedroom apartment, and that when I wrote to him, he decided to move into a two-bedroom apartment. So whilst we were eating, he said, look, Uzo, you will say your father was minister for 8 years, premier for 6 years, and we're living in a two-bedroom apartment in Dublin, in Ireland. And then he said to me, listen, my ambition was not to be a rich man. If my ambition was to be a rich man, I would have been one of the richest people in Africa. But my ambition was to put food on the table for the people of Eastern Nigeria and create wealth and employment. And I tell you, Uzo, to that extent, I was successful. And I'm happy. I'm a free man. I'm very happy. And if you also read the book by Pius Okigbo, Okpara, because Pius and Dr. Okpara were very, very close friends. They went to Yaba Higher College together. Dr. Pius Okigbo was in the sciences, was in the arts. Dr. Okpara was in the sciences where he studied medicine, but they were very close. And he wrote this book because, again, he was the economic advisor in former Eastern Nigeria. So he was part of it. And Pius would say, one of the things I admired about my friend, Mike, was that he was not intimidated by Samuelson economics or the economic indices. All he just wanted to do, you could talk to him about economic policies and points, and he'll end up and saying, Pius, I want to put food on the table for the people of Eastern Nigeria. I want to create wealth. I want to create employment. I believe that that is the main reason why there is a clamor. Okpara built roads, yes, but people don't remember Dr. Okpara because he built roads. They remember him because he created 24 cups of gari, 1 shilling. 24 eggs, 1 shilling. There was food everywhere. Listen, you remember, Charles, that Dr. Michael Okpara built so many farm settlements, so many. Ozowani, Ibariam, Ohaji Egbema, Umuahia North, Umuahia, and a very large one in Ogoja at Boki. Then they had rubber estates. It was endless. It's countless. What about the industries? Michelin tires in Port Harcourt, glass factory in Trans Amadi, Gorugiri Breeze, Umuahia, Modern Ceramics, Nigesem, and one of the best cement plants ever built in this country, Calsemco, Calabar Cement Plant. The rubber plants which were built, Turner's Asbestos, the first Niger Steel plant, Pepsi Cola Port Harcourt, it's an endless list. The Owerri Shoe Factory, people, you know the relevance. People want Dr. Okpara. They're not going to have Dr. Okpara back anyway. He's no longer there. But they remember him because he created jobs.
What we had here is the exploit of the Biafran people. Dr. Michael Okpara, how he turned around the old southeastern region, how he was able to turn around the economy of the old southeastern region, and southeastern region, the old southeastern region become the most growing economy, the highest growing economy then. That was how good we were right from the beginning. So the jealousy you are seeing today didn't start yesterday. They know what we are capable of. When we are just old southeastern region, Michael Okpara did extraordinarily well. That was why when the boys that came for the revolution came, they didn't talk about him because they know he was doing a huge job. His work could speak for him. His work spoke for him. There is no doubt he did a good job. That was why nobody talked to him. But today, what do you see? They have destroyed every single thing in the old southeastern region. They created enmity, they created trouble, they brought all, the only thing they bring to us is armor tank to come and take innocent life. Even as we speak, what you see in Biafra land is something like this.
See them. Here when the army, Conde DSS. Amadi Mawanda Midi ha Conde DSS. Ha Pakala ne Kachara. Or the Kibe Hajero Zagade. Ha Bapatazie. This thing is happening live in a Kachara. On a happen live in a Kachara. On a life and direct. Tabo 22nd Monday sit at home. Kahabu Amodka na Agare na Wari ne Kachara. Tabo 22nd of July 2024. Le Kahaba Nabia.
This is the kind of things you see in Biafra land. Up to this moment, they are still there. They are still coming with the armor tank to Biafra land, to residential area where people are living. They bring their armor tank to terrorize the Biafran people, take innocent life, committing genocide. This is what the Nigerian army is doing. Up to today, they are still doing it. And you want us to keep silent. You want Mazi Simon ever to fold his hand and continue to watch the decimation of life of people. We cannot be silent. Never ever. The Liberation Army of Biafra will continue to chase them. We continue to face them. We continue to give it to them woto at all times. The order is for you to leave Biafran territory. If you don't leave Biafran territory, if you do not leave Biafran territory, you are going to see Getolubiati. Yes. You are going to, every one of you will go down. If you don't go down in a day, you go in a week. If you don't go in a week, you go in a month. As long as you're representing the zoological republics in Biafran territory, your days are numbered. You have fought against us in 1967. This is not 1967. Just as our promise have said, we will not engage in a conventional warfare with you. We can never, just like Mazi Nnamdi said, we will not go to war with you. But you see, defense of our place, we will defend our territory. We will brutally defend our territory. That the time will come when none of you can have that fear. None of you can have that confidence to wear your uniform in Biafran territory. Let us see. This is the memory of where we started from. After they destroyed Biafra land, we have to start from the beginning. We started afresh from the beginning to build again from the scratch. We build from the scratch, even when they took away everything and gave us only 20 pounds. Today, we are the one holding the economy of the zoo. The Biafran people today are holding the economy of the zoo. The poverty rate in Biafra land today is very, very low compared to those who fought against us and their children. That is the difference. And no matter how they try, we will continue to defend them. We will continue to defeat them. We will continue to defend them. And we will defeat them. We will defeat them. No matter what they do, we will surely defeat them. Let us watch again. This is exactly what we went through. Sometimes it is good for us to go back to memory lane so people will not forget. Because some of us forget so easily. That is why we drag you back to memory lane. Take you back to memory lane so that you can know where we are coming from. that we have really suffered a whole lot in the past. And we cannot continue to pretend all is well. The time has come for us to take our destiny into our own hands. They came into our land and they planted all manner of hate. They planted disunity. They made Biafrans begin to fight against each other. They planted hatred. They made some of our brothers begin to deny whom they are, even up to today. Some of them are still denying whom they are, shamefully accepting something that they know nothing about. You see people who are Biafrans, Igbos, telling you that they're not Igbo, and they are saying it proudly, shamelessly saying it, claiming to be Bini, when they have nothing to do with the people from Benin. It is sad, but this is what we see. In the name of politics, whenever it is for their interests, they deny the identity. Whenever they want to gain from the zoo, they deny the identity, and that is how it is planned. They make them believe that until you deny your brother, you will never amount to anything. Until you deny your brother, they will not give you any post. That is why some of them are boldly denying themselves. But serve the zoo, come back in shame or come back dead. Those who are claiming that they are not Igbos. I have a message for you.
Buddy, I wasn't born. I was born. I was born in Bayelsa State. I was brought up, I schooled and everything in Bayelsa State. I have never lived in the southeast before. I have never lived in the southeast. But I can speak Igbo. I can hear Igbo. It is a biological strength. It is part of us. Every Ikwere man, whether you live in Kafanshan or anywhere, the moment you're born, you don't need to go to southeast to hear the central Igbo. When I say central Igbo, it's part of us. And you claim that all our progenitors are from Benin. Now, Benin, that you say our progenitors came from, all these progenitors you mentioned are all Igbo names. How come the progenitors bear Igbo names? Only Igbo names. Why are our progenitors not bearing any Benin name? You mentioned Akalaka, you mentioned Ochichi, you mentioned Elechi. All these names are Igbo names. Why are they not bearing Benin names? Yeah, and people could listen to these kind of people. Ikwere people where they call it some of our people. Like I insist on all of it. Mago say hakusi history. But so no heke onokuna. So Kuzala say no hell joku. Meanwhile, some people are just there trying to change our history, all because of their selfish gain, all because of what they tend to gain from their paymasters.
Out of selfish interest, many people are denying themselves, more especially in Biafra land. You see Igbo Biafrans denying whom they are. But when it comes to politics, they don't deny. You see, when they were trying to create states, they are talking of our Nyoma state, and every one of them is saying they are Igbos. When it comes to political sharing, they all turn to Igbo. Just like Jonathan, you saw Jonathan becoming for presidency, he quickly put a belly in his name. He realized he's Igbo. Just so that when you are talking tomorrow, tell you an Igbo man has ruled. When it comes to politics, they remember they're Igbo, but after that, they deny you. But when they serve the zoo, how come, how far? They come back in shame. Everyone that is denying their identity today, go and check them, see how they are faring. Listen to this one.
Fine, Ruben, thank you for having me once again. You made a comment which resonated with me, and that is one of the main reasons why I'm here this morning. You talked about mainstream Igbo. What is that? I don't think there's anything called mainstream Igbo. Because, you see, if we go back a little bit in history, even from the coup that brought, that truncated Nigerians' democracy, as far as I'm concerned, and put us in the quandary we seem to be in 1966, one of the major participants was a young man called, he was a major, Nzogu, He's from Okpara. Okpara is just 2 minutes away from Asaba. It's more or less the same place as Asaba, which makes him an Oshimili Igbo person. From that axis, the Anyocha Oshimili area, we speak exactly the same kind of. When I have a discussion with any brother of mine across the Niger, he understands what I'm saying. There might be little fluctuations of one word. We can say shine, they can say rine, and little things like that. But in the main, it is the same dialect, it is the same language. Now, when you look at even the effort.
Now you hear it. When it comes to politics, they will agree. When it comes to politics, to serve their own interests because they want to get a share, they will agree, they will identify. But when it comes to their own selfish and personal interests, they will tell you they are not Igbos. You see that one? Because of politics, he's agreeing, he's explaining it the way it should be. He's explaining it because he wants a chance on the national cake. And he knows the only way to get the national cake is for you to take up your identity. But after that, they will go back and begin to deny whom they are. That was why one idiot, the one that called himself Sondo Lise, you are answering Sondo Lise, and you say you are not Igbo. Why don't you change that name first of all? First of all, change your name from Olise. Change that your surname and begin to answer Malam. Answer Malam, remove that Olise from your name. Then we begin to listen to you. Since after he denied his Igbo-ness, where is he today? Where is he? They still drove him away from that national team. Where is he today? Where is Olise? Where is he? Anyone that have denied his identity, you deny your identity, you are going to pay dearly for it. You will pay dearly. Anytime you deny whom you are, the evil that the zoo have perpetrated against us cannot be underestimated. So many evil they have done against us. Preaching lie, pushing propaganda, blackmail against us. Anytime they have opportunity, they do it again and again and again. And we have always been on defense. We will always be on a defense. Explaining to who? Why do we have to be on defense at all times? Why? Why do we have to be on defense at all times? Why is it that we cannot come up and fight for what we believe? We have not done anything wrong to these people, but they hate us. They hate us with everything in them. The hatred cannot be hidden. And the hatred is immemorial from their forefathers. All the way from their forefathers, they hate us. If you think it's a joke, watch here. Listen.
Talks about killing your premier. Add on top of that the North's general hate of the East, and you can start to get the picture of the sort of tribal tension Nigeria was heading towards.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions coming out with
You had him, you had Ahmadu Bello there. You had Ahmadu Bello. So this hatred you are seeing didn't start today. Some of you who is saying go and do one Nigeria, oh, let us make it work. Let us come together and come together to do what? What are you coming together to do with a Janjaweed? Janjaweed that is keeping the legacy of their father. Look at Ahmadu Bello here. A son to Udman Danfodio, the first terrorist that came to Nigeria. Look at what he said. That the Igbos are dominating. How do we dominate? We don't dominate anybody. The Igbo tribe, they are the only people that has not fought any war against any people. They did not go for any war to take over any region. They have always been on their own. They are the only tribe that didn't go to war to dominate anybody. They were gingerly on their own, doing what they're supposed to do. But every other tribe went out to conquer. The Yorubas went to conquer. They came to Benin and they conquered. But we had the population, we have everything it takes to take over people, but we did not. We never get involved in all those nonsense. But still, they don't want to let us breathe. They don't want us to breathe. But I bet you, at this time around, there is no going back. Our mind is made up and we are going out of the zoo, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not, we are going out of the zoo. And that is where we are today.
Nobody is talking about the agreement and how Nigeria become a country from amalgamation to fake independence to today present Nigeria. They put it under the carpet because nobody have risen up to challenge them. Nobody have risen up to question the existence of Nigeria. Until now, we are questioning it under the Biafra government in exile. And we will question it with gun, we will question it with bomb, we will question it with civility, we will question it diplomatically, and we will question it politically. And that is the multi-dimensional approach. That thing they are avoiding to discuss, that particular existence of Nigeria, or continuation of Nigeria, they have been avoiding to discuss, will be forced to discuss. They will be forced with the activities and the actions of the Biafra government in 2024. That's where we are going. That's why all these shenanigans, all this their regional government, all this nonsense you see happening are happening today. And they have not actually started hitting the point, because the point remains the continual existence of Nigeria as a country. They are not discussing it. What was the agreement of 1914? What was the agreement thereafter? Independent. What happened for after the 100 years of Nigeria? Nobody is discussing it. Our own British mandate terminated in 2014. That was when the British mandate terminated. When they say you have 100 years, after that we decide.
My fellow Biafrans, every one of us have to tighten up our belt. If you know what you will do today to support the restoration of Biafra, please go ahead and do it. It is time for us to get back home. Support the Liberation Army of Biafra. Obey simple instructions. Stay away from all the barracks. Stay away from checkpoints. Stay away from government institutions. The lockdown continue. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally, and we will continue to demand for his release. I thank you for being part of this program. We will come back again tomorrow to give update on whatever happens, and more especially on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I hope that by tomorrow, we were going to see him. Thank you so much for being part of
I
the
will be
program.
here to fight, because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself on order.
I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and to free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lord Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
They are panicking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are live and we are direct. They are panicking. Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking. Onyemuche has come back. Biafrans are coming back to my page. Yoruba. It is the truth. I tell you the truth. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're holding my life, you take it. Was Shoyinka not corrupt?
Thank you so much for being part of the program. I appreciate every one of you that have participated. I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu. Thank you.